I would say that was the toughest year of my life thus far. Hi guys, my name is Six. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe and like and comment and share this video. So today we're going to be talking about my 1 month update of moving to Houston. If you've been following me since I left Atlanta, this is a whole different leg of the journey, okay? I had no idea that I would be coming here. It happened so crazy. I'm literally allowing God to just show me where to go and just following him and trusting him. And so when I got the confirmation that this is where I needed to go, I was like, okay, bet, let's do it. And it's been a month, and this month has been eye-opening. It has been crazy. But in a good way. I feel like this whole move really stretched me, grew me, and like put me in a position to really learn myself and to put into action all of the things that I've like learned about myself and learned through my life over the past year. So just to catch you up to speed, if you don't know, I spent the last year in the countryside of Louisiana living with my parents. Y'all, if you want more information on that, I'm debating if I actually want to do a video on that, but if you want to know, let me know down in the comments. I would say that was the toughest year of my life thus far. This past year, 2021 into 2022, stretched me like I didn't think I could be stretched. There were points where I just wanted to tap the fuck out, you know? But here I am, a year and some change later, and living another day, living to tell the story of all the things that happened. And what I'm saying is, like, it might seem like it's dramatic, but coming from someone like me who I used to be super hyper independent, I used to really just like do everything for myself. So having to go back to my parents and lean on them was difficult for me. And then also having to like face some things that like I didn't want to realize, I think that's the best way to say it. But looking back, I'm grateful for all of it because it definitely is preparing me for where God is taking me. And like, elevation is the name of the game for me. That's all I really care about. All I really want is to continue to elevate and help you guys elevate as well by telling my story. So yeah, I call that last chapter a divine pause in my life because I felt like God said, halt. He literally stripped me away from friends, my comfort zone, the city, which I love. He gave me exactly what I needed in this past season. That past year, I only got what I needed, even down to like monetarily. Like, I only got enough just to get me by. There were times where that was really difficult, but I feel like that was for a reason, just because of the type of person that I am. Old dreams resurfaced, different things happened. I had to let go of even more things so that I could elevate. I like to say that God broke my heart so that he could fix my vision. I feel like that's the perfect explanation of what I just went through. So when it came time to move, there was a lot more moving pieces that I wasn't even prepared for. I had no idea it would end up being the way that it was. It was difficult, and those are things I want to keep private, but thank God that I got through them, because there were times where, again, I didn't think that I was going to get through them. The battle of the mind is something that you don't want to play with, okay? Spiritual warfare is a whole different ballgame. I could do a video about that too. So yeah, basically last season was a divine pause. Now moving into this next season, God told me, this next place I'm going to take you, you're going to have to become a different person to like get there. And at first I didn't know what that looked like, but I knew that there was a vision of my higher self that I was trying to achieve. And he was like, yeah, you're gonna have to step into her. And I was like, oh my God. You know, we have these ideas of ourselves and where we want to go, but we sometimes fail to realize that like that's gonna require your habits and your behaviors, the way that you handle things, to change. And so that was one of the big things that I learned while being back home. Like, I had to set boundaries. I had to do that with my family, because before I didn't have boundaries. I kind of let them walk all over me. I'm the oldest child, so a lot fell on me. There was a lot of expectations that were not mine, and I had to put those down, and I had to make the decision, like, I'm not doing this anymore. There are things that, like, you guys are requiring of me that I can't be that person for you. You know, I can only be what I can be for myself. And really just standing in my own truth and standing in my own power. I really had to, like, regain my power back. And that sounds crazy to people who know me personally, because I've always been a really powerful person, but I don't feel like I fully operated in that. I feel like I allowed myself to shrink around different people that I felt were more powerful than me. And now I'm at a position where I can walk into any room and take up space the way that I need to, and not in a way that's competing with anyone else, but just in a way that serves me, which I wasn't making sure that I was serving myself first. I was always worried about other people, and it was to the detriment of myself. So self-care to the max is what I learned. Like, I come first, because if I don't take care of me, I can't depend on anyone else to take care of me. And so that was something that was really hard, but it was necessary, because now in this season, I'm gonna have to do that. A specific situation to get me into this space that I'm in right now, this beautiful apartment that I'm in, I had to ask for help, which is something that was really hard for me. I had to ask for help. I also had to accept help from a friend, and that was really difficult, because I don't normally do that. And it stretched me, it really did. I almost didn't do it. I almost didn't come. I almost wouldn't be sitting here telling this story had I not just really been like, I was praying to God, and he was like, so what you gonna do? You gonna stay here, or are you gonna move? Because I told you what's gonna happen when you move. He told me what was going to happen, you know, who I was going to become, the things that he had for me, all of that kind of stuff. And so that kind of built up this pressure, which leads me to, like, the second part of what I want to share with you. The pressure of moving here. I know that there's a lot at stake, and not in a crazy way, but just there's a lot that God has for me here. And coming here, I expected, you know, human me, I expected to walk in and be like, okay, cool, I'm here. I'm gonna, like, chill out for the weekend in ultimate gratitude, and then everything's just gonna flood in. And when that didn't happen, I started to second guess myself. I started to think that, well, maybe, like, I started to really think, like, did I make the right decision? When I know that I made the right decision. So it's really just crazy how, like, when you are elevating the energy that it will take to get there, and the environment, what it'll call on you to, like, what it'll pull out of you, basically. So moving has been an adjustment. It's been a month now, and acclimating to this city has been an adjustment. I'm grateful because where I live, like, I live right outside of, like, the heart of the city. I'm, like, in a walkable area, which has been really nice, great for my mental health. Like, I have a balcony, which is really great. Like, the place and everything, the environment couldn't be better. Like, being around people and seeing, like, I haven't gone out on the town. Sorry about that. See, city life. I haven't been out on the town. Well, I mean, now I have, but I hadn't been out on the town in months, like months. I think, like, at least 6 months. And home and having all these different options and different places that I could go was overwhelming. Houston is very much nightlife oriented, brunch culture, just like the things that people do here is they go out to eat, they go clubbing, like all of that kind of stuff. I'm not really in that space, so there is this weird pressure to go and do those things. I have been out at night and, like, done certain things, but it doesn't feel like that's not really what I'm into right now. So that's been really hard. I've been feeling like I need to rest a lot. And there's this thing, the city, when you're near the city, it makes you want to hustle. And what makes you, for me at least, because I have an entrepreneurial spirit, so it made me want to hustle. So I tried to get back into the hustle of things when all last year, God was sitting my ass down. So I was really feeling it because I was trying to go against my new order, my new way of doing things. I'm supposed to be doing slow paced things, be in my receptive mode, allowing God to do what he does, and I don't have to trip too much. I could take a nap if I want to. Being here, I did feel the pressure of, like, okay, well, now that I'm here, let's hustle. Let's get back into, you know, who we used to be. And even like people around me were encouraging me to do that. And I had to reinforce what I learned. No, I need to rest. If I want to spend a whole Saturday in the bed, do that. The activity that I need to do, I'll go on my morning walk, I'll do my workouts and all that kind of stuff, but I need to rest. And I need to allow myself to just bask in what I've manifested, allow myself to be okay and be in the present and just really, really be here and trust that all the other things will work out. Because that's a huge thing that I learned this past season. I was almost never without in this last season. So now that I'm in a new environment, that doesn't have to change. Now that I'm back in the city, that doesn't have to change. I just have to trust. And when you don't trust, that's when worry and anxiety and everything else creeps in. And that's what I've been experiencing. And it's just been really interesting how all of it has come about. Like the mental battle, I keep on saying that, like my battle is in my mind, okay? Like me just creating these ideas, but I've also been re-inspired. You know, I walk around and I'm just like, oh my God, there's all these really cool buildings and just all the things that I want to do I'm re-inspired all over again. And that's been really fun. It's been really nice. I've been meeting amazing people who get it, if you know what I mean. People who they're energetically sound, who complement my energy, who I'm able to complement theirs. I've been having really good conversations with people. Like it's been a vibe, you know? And I'm super grateful for that. And I'm also grateful to be able to see now why I was feeling the way that I was feeling, and then just be like, hey, it's okay. You know, you got this. One of the things I feel like that's been helping me a lot with this transition is my morning routine. So I have a dog. You guys probably know if you watch my vlogs, Baby. So she is also acclimating as well, because she was a countryside dog. She's used to being able to go run through the fields and like go outside and do what she wants to do. Now she lives in an apartment. I have to go and take her out for her walks. Like I can't just let her out so that she can go roam. She can't do that anymore. So it's just really, it's a whole adjustment overall, but us together has been very beneficial. Like I already knew I needed her, but to come here with her has been a saving grace, because I have to take her for a walk. So that means that we have to go for a morning walk every morning. So now I'm doing at least a mile every morning with her. We're walking at least a mile. This morning we did a mile and a half. I'm back and then I work out. Like I manifested at the beginning of this year that I wanted to be more active in my lifestyle. Here I am in August and I'm more active in my lifestyle. And that makes me so freaking happy. Like that makes me, like I was thinking about it the other day and I was just like, wow, like everything that I'm manifesting, the things that I want, what I put on my vision board for my goals for this year, they're coming true slowly but surely. And so my morning routine has been my saving grace. It's the one thing that I know that if I get back to it, it'll make me feel really good. And I feel like I'm looking better, I'm feeling better. Just all overall, it's just been a really good thing to implement. So if you're moving, or if you've ever moved, try to make sure that you have at least one thing that can anchor you. And a morning routine, a workout routine, whatever. Drinking more water could be the thing that you feel that anchors you. Finding that one thing that can anchor you will help you get through the ebbs and flows of like a transition. Another thing that's helped me a lot with this move has been keeping it private. So it's been on a need to know basis until literally yesterday, where I kind of like did a subtle announcement on Instagram. But yeah, I moved and like nobody knew. I only told like my close friends that I talked to every day, and some people knew before I was moving. So the reason that I did that was because when you move, people, like especially if you do it on Instagram and stuff, people will like give you unsolicited advice. People will hit you up wanting to hang out, will be trying to plan things months in advance. I'm not there yet. I need to get through the move. Like I need to just chill out. I need to like just feel it. And I've moved so much that I know that like now my last 2 moves were kind of private. So I was like, okay, this one I'm moving to a bigger city. Like, I'm just gonna have to keep it. A lot of people come here. It's the summer. Like, I don't want to hang out with too many different people. I don't want people trying to make plans with me. Oh, when can we come? Not yet. I need to just literally be in the moment right now, and like, I don't need to know where to go. I want to figure out everything else myself. Like, let me do it on my own pace. So that's been really nice for me to protect the energy of my move. And then also, like, you don't know who's out here looking at you, who's out here trying to plot, who's trying to see. Like, I don't know who's watching my account with a ghost follower tip, you know, like, I just don't know these things. So that whole protection piece has just been really helpful. I think I've already touched on this, but like, really being selective on where I go. Like, I've been looking into parks. Like, we have a park that's 15 minutes walking. Me and my babe, we go there at least once a week. So I've been doing that. I've been out a couple different times on a couple of dates. Like, that has been cool. But like, anything extreme, like going hard has been something that I'm really trying to stay away from. And also just being very much energetically sound, because I'm not the same person that I used to be. So I can't do the same things that I used to do. Really just trying my hardest not to go back to my default settings has been difficult, but it's been helpful because it's helping me step into 6 2.0. You feel me? Last but not least is just allowing myself grace. And this is something that over the past year I've really had to work on, because I'm allowed to be soft. I'm allowed to be leisurely. I'm allowed to like rest and lay down. And for so long, I didn't feel like I was allowed to do that. I was really in fight or flight mode. And it's hard when you live in a world as we do, where, especially in America, where it's always telling us, the society is always telling us that we need to go, we need to do, we need to action. And I just don't subscribe to that anymore. And it's hard when you're unlearning and you're relearning and you're trying to like put yourself in position to no longer operate in the same way that you used to operate. Giving yourself grace for the moments where you may fall and slip and go back to your default, and just be like, you know what, today just wasn't the day. I'm gonna start fresh tomorrow. I know that every day is not promised, but we cannot be putting pressure on ourselves to get it perfect, because we don't. One of my favorite journal entries is I'm grateful for each new day, because it allows me the opportunity to start over. It allows me the opportunity to start literally from scratch and be like, okay, I'm gonna get it right today. Just being kinder to myself, honestly, and being like, okay, look, if this is what you need in this moment, this is what you need. And since I've done that, and I've allowed myself to like really lean into the things that feel good to me, everything works out. Like, I'll be worrying about stuff that I don't need to worry about. Like, I was worried this whole past weekend for nothing, because it all worked out. Everything worked out how it needed to be. And that's something that I just want to continue to lean into, is the fact that it's already written. Our paths are already written. We just have to learn to trust ourselves. We have to learn that our internal guidance is what is going to get us through. And the more that you get in tune with self, the easier your journey will become. There's going to be different times where you're stretched, you're pulled. The growing pains of life is difficult. But when you learn to trust you, and you know that what's inside of you is all that you need is what's inside of you, and then you can trust in that, can't nobody tell you nothing. I mean nothing, okay? That has been just really helpful, and it's something that I want to just kind of step into. And that's also like more of the content that I'm going to be creating, is teaching you guys and sharing with you guys the journey of an actual soft life. Like, I'm not talking about going on trips and spending money and doing all, no, just the actionable steps that you can do to be softer to yourself. Take that nap when you need to. Drink that water, put some fruit in your water, spend a little bit extra on the foods that make you feel good, eating living foods, eating healthier, just being overall a healthier person will make your life easier, because the outside world, society, thrives on us betraying ourselves. So the more that we take the steps to get back to ourselves and be able to tap in and listen to our internal guidance, the better our lives will be. So yeah, I am done rambling for this video, but I will be back with so much more. So if you guys like this video, please like this video. If you have any questions, if you want me to cover any other topics, please comment below. And if you feel like this was helpful for you, share it with somebody, share it on your social medias. Like, let's build up the tribe, okay? Because I really feel called to do this. Like, I have to get out of my own way, but the more that I get out of my own way, the more it is me tapping in, listening to my internal guidance, and being able to help you guys, because I know that life is hard, especially right now. But I want for this to be a safe space where you can come and we can have community down in the comments, where you can come and you know that you can seek refuge in the comments. This is a place where like-minded people flock and we can engage with each other and it be on some high vibe shit, because that's all I'm about. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a beautiful day, beautiful rest of your week, beautiful summer, and yeah, live life. Love you. Bye.